Alright, perfect.
Hello everyone. This
you.
is my first commentary video on this channel,
Alright, can you give me
and
pushback?
it's a video of me at Nola Motorsports Park testing out the new Tonykart rental karts that they had there. Well, they're not new, but new to the track. And you can see right here in the video, I'm adjusting my seat and adjusting my pedals because it's important to have a good posture when you're karting. And I want to make sure that I'm comfortable and that I can sit straight up so I can be able to lean in the proper ways while I'm out there. So you can see me right here getting started up and peeling out of the general area, and then we come right here on the hot track. And the reason I was late to the session was because I forgot to put on my gloves and I couldn't find them, and then I found them, and then I was ready to be able to go back and go onto the track. So I want you guys to watch what happens right here. When this guy hits me, and then he comes back onto the track, puts third onto it, and I almost hit him. And that's pretty bad. And so here, you can see I get a lot of understeer after I get my tires there. You see the kart just is not responsive at all. And I also wanted to say, one of the goals for this session is to be able to learn how the new Tonykart feel, how the new Tonykart rental karts feel, because I want to be able to know how to handle, just in case I might do any type of karting league racing in the future, or just for future reference in general. I just want to know how they handle, because they were at the track for a month before this video was taken, and I just hadn't gotten around to being able to try one out. And what I noticed about these Tonykart rental karts are that they handle really well in the corners, but they're not very quick on the straights. But they're rental karts at the end of the day, so I mean, how fast are they gonna get? So I noticed that they were really good in corners, other than right here, because I went offline and then I took a big chunk of curb here, and hopefully I didn't damage the underbody of the kart, because I took a lot of curb, and usually when you take a lot of curb you might damage something on the kart. So right here we're bump drafting this guy up the straightaway because I can't quite pass him yet. So he peels off to the right hand side, and I just go ahead and pass him. So like I was saying, with these Tonykart rental karts, they handle really flawlessly in the corners. They have a lot of grip, but it's a good amount of grip, but it feels kind of bouncy, and the steering wheels are pretty big for my hands. They kind of made my hands cramp up a little bit throughout this session. So those are kind of my only complaints about the karts. But other than that, I mean, they were pretty decent for rental karts. I mean, they had a nice amount of grip, and you kind of had to handle it like a sprint kart and not a rental kart, because as you can see right here, my steering input is minimal. It's very minimal compared to most other rental karting. I mean, most other rental karts. I'm not really steering a lot like I should be. And you can see right here, I just flick it in, just flick the kart in, and it responds. And I feel like that was probably one of the best things about this kart, is that it just responds to whatever you do, and that's very rare to find in rental karts. You typically only find that in sprint kart racing, because the karts are much more lighter and they're much more responsive. So another thing I wanted to talk about on this channel was my goals for this channel and kind of what kind of content I want to be able to create in the future. So in the future, I want to be able to create content like possibly karting track guides, rental league racing in the future, maybe even some sprint kart racing if we get back into that. And who really knows for this channel. I just want it to be racing themed in general, so we might even play Gran Turismo 7 on here, because that's one of my favorite games to play at the moment. And also one of the bigger content creators that I kind of look up to on here is Super GT. He's a big Gran Turismo guy, so I think I would want to get my hands into that space. And again, like I said, rental league racing is one of the things that I want to do, because the racing is pretty close, and I'm sure it will make for a great video to post on here, and possibly even iRacing. If I get a PC in the future, I'm for sure going to be doing some iRacing content, because that's one of the things I wanted to do also as well. And maybe even Formula 1 commentary videos. But let me take you guys on board for a lap. So through the first turn, we hit the apex, and then we are full throttle, full blast right here. We hit the curb right there. We flick the kart in, hit this apex, hit the second apex, and then we ride over the curb there, using as little steering input as we can. And then we come out for the second to last corner, and we get a really good exit going onto the straightaway. And as you can see, my hands, if you're wondering why my hands are kind of coming up like that, it's because my hands were cramping up through this session, because I wasn't used to a steering wheel being this big. You can see the steering wheel is kind of big, and it really required a lot of force to be able to turn it, but there was a fine line between using a lot of force and trying to be as minimalistic with the steering input as possible. And oh my goodness, almost wrecked into that guy, but luckily we saw him. And so yeah, the steering wheel was pretty big, and it was pretty uncomfortable throughout this session. And that's kind of one of the complaints I said that I had with this rental kart. But you can't get it wrong with rental karts. Another thing I might want to do on this channel is electric indoor karts. I'm not sure how interested people would be in that, but electric indoor karts is not, my strong suit, and I wanted to see if I could get good at driving those. But I'm not sure if many people would be interested in seeing a K1 speed league racing video or a K1 speed arrive and drive session, because the track is so tight and you can't really get up to speed there. So the checkered flag just came through, and give a thumbs up to that guy. So the session is done with for today, and I'm about to do some drifting into the pits. And with that, this voiceover is over. Hope you guys can return to the channel soon at any point. Leave a comment down below if you got this far, and let me know how my commentary was overall throughout this video. Have a good one.